So we're going to try a different active learning tool associated with investing, and it's called risk versus return. And whenever you go with long-term investing, there is always a risk inherent with what you're going to do with your money. And as we've learned a little bit in this unit, everyone has to develop a comfort level for their risk tolerance. We've talked about people who want to be aggressive with their investing, people want to be moderate risk takers, and people who want to be conservative. Okay? So this activity helps us learn about risk versus reward. Okay? Everyone has one of these papers. First thing we're going to do is we're going to pick a referee for each team. All right? That person's going to have a certain set of instructions that they need to be refereed. And you're almost going to be like the dealers at Vegas, okay? You're going to control the dice and how much candy everybody gets. Okay? Could you pass that back, please? All right, let me direct your attention, everybody, let me direct your attention to the top line. It says winnings chart. Just like if you're at doing some investing, you have to make some, what we hope, educated guesses about what your investments might be. So you see across here the number of guesses, okay, just like the numbers on a piece of dice, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The number of candies, 1, for the number of guesses. As you make more guesses, you get less candy return. And I have jelly beans for you. You guys like jelly beans, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you make one guess and the dealer rolls the dice according to the number that you have, then guess what? Look on the chart. You get 10 jelly beans. All right, so let's do a practice round here, okay? Everyone go down to the chart. You see number on the dice for round 1, okay? I want you to select how many times do you think the dealer's going to roll that number? Or do you think they're going to roll a number 1? You would put that in that thing, an X in that box. If you think they're going to roll a number 3, X in that box. Now remember, the more guesses you have, the less your reward. Okay? So go ahead now and make a guess about how much you think, how many chances you want to take figuring out what the dealer's going to roll.
Does the dealer get the dealers too?
No, in the second round we'll switch to a different dealer, a referee. So everyone right now, make an educated guess. Take a risk. How many chances do you want to take? How many guesses do you want to make that you'll figure out what number the dealer's going to roll, or the referee's going to roll? Are you going to take 2 guesses? Are you going to make 6 guesses? Are you going to make 5? Does everybody have the first round put down? Okay? All right. The referees for each team, right now, go ahead and roll the dice. Okay? Tell everybody on your team.
2.
4. Yes. Okay? Now on the paper, you need to record the number that was rolled. Okay, referees, are you ready to roll the dice? Okay, let's go. Roll the dice.
5. Are you kidding?
Okay, tell everyone on your team.
I get 6 too.
Write down the number that the referee rolled on the dice.
4.
If you want some candy, go ahead and get it from the referee. So we finished the first 5 rounds of the risk versus reward activity. What you should have done by now is total up the columns of how many guesses you made and how many candies that you've won. First of all, give me some feedback. How many candies did somebody get? I think back here this gentleman won 30 candies. Is that right? Did anybody else win more than 30? Okay. What's that? 42. Okay. So tell me, gentlemen, about your strategies. Were you choosing one guess for some of those rounds?
I alternated between 1 and 2 guesses.
Say that again.
I alternated between 1 and 2 guesses. I took 1 guess and 2 guesses.
Okay, so you started to develop a strategy for your risk versus reward activity, didn't you? And in your case, it paid off. Look at your papers. Did anybody get less than 6 candies? Okay, all right. So what were you doing? How many guesses were you taking each time?
3.
3 guesses? And did you take 3 guesses each of the rounds? Did you ever take any more than 3 guesses?
No.
No? Okay, so you had a strategy. And how about somebody up here?
It was me. I just guessed 3s and 2s.
Okay, 3 guesses or the numbers 3 and 2?
No, 3 guesses and then 2 guesses.
Okay, okay. All right. All right, so you started to develop strategies, and you're realizing that there's certain types of different risk, isn't there? There's some that are more aggressive and some that are less aggressive. Did anybody on every round take 5 guesses? What would happen if you took 5 guesses each round?
You'd get it, probably.
You would probably get it, but would the reward be as great?
No.
No, right? So that's pretty much a safer investment in a sense, isn't it? Okay? All right, let's pick another person in the team to be the referee, and we'll play the next 5 rounds.
Hi, I just used the FEFE lesson, Introduction to Investing, and one of the first activities I did with my students was an anticipatory set called Risk versus Reward. I would caution anyone who's doing this in class to make sure that the referee is completely in charge of their team, because it's up to the referee to make sure every one of the team members has made a selection of number of guesses before they roll the dice. And when we first started, some kids were moving ahead faster than others. So really you're giving the referee a lot more power and control over this. But it's a great activity, and I really think the discussion that follows afterward is very valuable. I asked the students to look at their ratio of risk versus return. And it was interesting to hear different members of the class say their scores out loud. Some kids, they could tell, were very much risk takers. In fact, one young man had earned 42 candies for only 6 draws, so he was very aggressive as an investor or as a risk taker, while others in the class maybe selected 5 guesses, and of course their rate of return was much lower. So it helps to show and underscore to the students that everyone as an investor has to start to develop a comfort level with their own risk tolerance. And some will be aggressive, some will be a little bit in the middle or moderate, and of course some will be more conservative. And I like this lesson because it allows students to make some of their own decisions and take ownership of what they're doing. So I hope that you find success like I did with this lesson.